What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to go into our recap of our day as I always do. And I wanted to go into some things I noticed tonight. I didn't notice anything too crazy. It was a pretty decisive win. We It would have been nice. We would have finished 11-2, and it would have been so. There's 2 weeks in a row we actually ran the 4 o'clock games. We didn't get the 8 o'clock game obviously tonight, but so I was like, all right, maybe we get a nice little streak going. But still 10-3 on the day, so I'll definitely take it. And we had a few underdogs, so that's always nice too. And some of the matchups, like I said, they were a little more narrative driven. Some I use, of course, just metrics, but like the Bills Patriots one, obviously, I went over that one with it being the potential for Bills' 300th career win. I figured at least it would be a close game. And I almost went with the money line, but unfortunately we didn't, so I'm not going to pretend, oh yeah, I was going to, love the money line. I was thinking about it, but we had a few dogs, so I decided to go with the cover. But that one, to me, the Chiefs really sticks out just because I really think they're going to fire Staley. I think this was definitely what I expected. I didn't think he was going to do much. And now I think he's definitely getting fired while they still have a chance at playoff contention. I think they just needed a reason to fire the guy, to be honest, and they always seem to do this. We got a couple that we typically wouldn't. Broncos coming through at the end. Typically we get backdoored, so that was always nice. And I'm going to go into all of our, as I do every week, all of our picks, exactly, how they went and how many units we profited, all that. We did, like I said, really well as far as percentage-wise, and we had, I think, a total of 4 leg twos for 2 units, and I think we split those, and we didn't do any leg threes, so just a really good day. Now, hopefully we can beat last week. We finished last week 12-4, and again, we're going to have bad weeks. Like, we're definitely not going to have a bunch of weeks where we hit 75%, but it's nice when we can. Now, I did notice that the Dolphins are playing the Chiefs, and part of the reason I liked them, I was thinking, okay, they got to make them both look strong in Germany, but now I'm wondering if it's basically going to be the same as last week, where now we have the team that just got beat pretty bad going, or lost the game more than they should have lost for sure, and they're going up against a team that just won by 2 touchdowns. I think a lot of money will be on Mahomes, and that's going to be an interesting rivalry, so I'm looking forward to going into that. And like I said, I'm about to go into just all of our picks, a little recap, but there's one thing I wanted to go into just because it's getting a little absurd. And again, if you watch like most of my videos, then, or at least the most recent ones, then you probably know where I'm going. But it's just one of these things. So I had mentioned my last couple videos. I just pointed out, I mentioned it for like 10 seconds, and the guy was immediately on top of it. So I pointed out how this, you guys probably know Jake the Asshole, I guess, if you're watching my channel, because most people that are watching my channel at one point were watching those channels, and they started watching mine for whatever reason, which I obviously greatly appreciate. But I just pointed out how the guy just copies our ideas, copies our picks, called me an exploit, and then he openly thanked me for how I opened his eyes to the metrics, all these different things. And then he copy and paste like 90% of our picks. So this week, he gave me a stern warning after I, besmirched his great name, and he told me, if you keep this up, then I'm going to have to put out a video and it's going to sting. So of course, after 5 minutes of being frozen in fear, I did decide, you know what, my flight or fright response must have kicked in, and I decided I'm going to keep pressing on, and, I'll be damned for his killer video that's going to just completely ruin my soul. But I just think this, again, bears going into, because it bears repeating again, because there's new people that are watching my channel, again, for the reasons I went into. And guys like Jake, they just want a stranglehold on the sector. They've been doing this for a while. It's not a coincidence. I think Pat Trudner was a guy who put out like 10 million videos. And Pat Trudner, that guy's a pedophile who basically did the same thing to this channel Jake's doing. That's why I say that most of the people, not to be rude, but it's a cesspool of a lot of egomaniacs. And they were going back and forth because they were both mad at each other for not having a stranglehold on the sector. But here, the guy that says he doesn't watch my channel, even though he's responding to everything, and he doesn't follow my picks. This is from 8 months ago, by the way. This is basically when it started. I'm kicked, for those that don't like to read, I'm kicking myself for not tailing all your college basketball picks. I'll be sure to take every college basketball pick you make from now on. That's an incredible day you had. We were 14-2 that day, by the way. So even Jake here was probably impressed. And the fact you don't know about these teams or watch the game speaks volumes to how rigged this shit is. I can't even name one college player or any team. Laugh out loud, and I am betting on this shit because of you, and you opened my eyes to the metrics. So, you're welcome, Jake. I'm glad I opened your eyes. But there's nothing wrong with being honest and humble about it. So you can easily just, instead of posting maniacal diatribes like he's posting these crazy diatribes on my channel, as other people pretending to be himself, it's pretty insane. Like Jake plays slots, Jake's an addict, Jake bass solo, his actual account, and just posting all these rants about, oh, you're gonna get it if you keep pointing out the truth. So that's basically that in a nutshell. For anyone that has heard, basically knows what's going on, then I don't mean to keep going into it. It's just a thing where now I'm getting newer people, or people specifically from his channel, I don't know, and they're like, oh, well, maybe you guys just think alike. And it's like, yeah, that would be a great argument if he didn't specifically tell me I opened his eyes and then immediately start copying our picks. And the reason they're doing it, the reason he's doing it, it's stagnation. So we came on the scene while he was, I think he had like 60 something thousand. I think he's still at about the same number. We grew to 1,000 people who decided to subscribe to our channel organically. We could buy subscribers. It's not that hard. We don't do that. And the difference is, and it's just analytics. My own analytics tell me this. Per subscriber, we're doing pretty good. A good video, we get about 1 subscriber watches it per view. So it'll be about, if we have 1,000 subscribers, a good video will do about 1,000. If we have a not so good video, the one that doesn't do too well or it's not as popular, about 1 for every 2 subscribers. Now, it might not seem like much, but when you have someone 60,000 and then out of nowhere they drop and they're doing 5, 10,000, which is still good, but it's about 1 for every 5, 6 subscribers, in some cases 10 subscribers. And it's a lot of the reason is because there's other people just besides them now. That's the only reason that they're going after this channel. So I know a lot of people are, bringing stuff to my attention and just saying, oh, he's got another video out. This time he's, mocking the autism, mocking your autism. This time he's, claiming you're a liar because you said he copied all your picks and he only copied them all but 1. All these different things. I do appreciate it, at the end of the day, the dude's going to keep it up for whatever reason. Like I said, A, it's the fact that he's in stagnation, and B, it's the fact that we do things that he just can't. So, yeah, we've had a really good week, like I said, and we're just going to continue, like I said, doing exactly what we always do. Now, here's all of our picks for the week. I just wanted to get that out of the way for anyone that might be new and like oh, well, maybe they just think alike. It's like, no, the guy, and that's not the only comment. He's deleted so many comments. He's banned from my Discord. Then he lied and said he never had a Discord. There's so many things that I could name, but as far as the copy and the picks, it's when he's going to call us an exploit, then lift our picks. Do it after telling us he watched our channel religiously. Continue to watch because I mentioned the dude's name and he's the first guy to comment like immediately with one of his aliases. So again, I guess he just doesn't have a lot of time, but I wanted to address that. Now, like I said, for the college week and for the NFL week combined, we did really good. I always cover our entire week. I don't edit anything. Like I said, that's another thing a lot of these guys like to do. They like to edit stuff, make everything look perfect so they can put everything together. I just go over everything very transparently because there's no need to pretend when we're already winning. So anyway, leg 3s are obviously worth 4 units. So LSUers are only leg 3 loss of the entire weekend. We were able to get the Saints Jags over, so obviously that's nice. And then the Lions did lose to the Ravens, so that was that, along with the Dolphins, and like I said, the Browns were our only losses. And this is the reason I like this system. You'll see we barely have any open sequences. A lot of them we closed on college day. Again, all metrics that I've gone into before, picking teams that suck against the spread, fading teams that are good against the spread, the stuff I opened Jake's eyes to, as he put it. That's exactly what I use. Patriots, Bills, and this is what I like. We missed the Illinois game, but we got Patriots, Bills as a leg 2. Missed South Carolina, but we got the Broncos as a leg 2. Missed UConn, but we got the Chiefs as a leg 2. So 50-50, 50%, 3-3 out of those 3 games, but we still managed to finish with a net of 3 units. And that's the reason I use this system. We're not going to go 11-3, 12-4 every week. We do pick well, but there's going to be weeks we don't do well. And that's why it's it's more important to have the money management system than the picks itself. I've gone into that before. Obviously, the picks are important, and we had a really good second half of the day, which was nice, and a good day in general. But having a good money management system is the best way. So we'll be installing a leg three for this Dolphins beat Eagles. I'm eyeing up some games that I think I'm definitely not going to put the Niners game in there because I feel like that one's a little too close to call. But an upcoming college game, probably Colorado or something, we'll plug in as leg three. And you can see we had a really good day. So, like I said, for the day, we finished close to double-digit units. And even for the week, with I think we were not -4 units on the college end. I think we're about 6-7 units in the profit, and we were about double-digit units last week as well, because the Cowboys wound up coming through for us. So we had a good couple weeks, and again, it's really been a good season. There's weeks we're not going to do the best, but anytime we profit double-digit or even close to double-digit net units, it's obviously a really good week. So I think that's going to continue. Obviously, I'm going to go into basketball. I'm going to go into upcoming games and the Monday night game, things of that nature. I just thought I'd cover a few narratives. The biggest one I see is the Chiefs Dolphins that's going to be coming up, and they both have very entertaining games in my opinion. They made them entertaining in their finest sense, I guess, as far as if you look at some of the stuff that happened in those games. Yeah, the Browns, which was a pretty crazy game too, obviously. And they had a bunch of games where there were just a bunch of weird things that happened. You have backup quarterbacks winning, things like that. And the Bills Patriots game, again, we were almost on the money line, but I'll take the spread. We got the over and the spread. If you go to ESPN, I don't know if it's still there, the article was saying how his favorite play, the analyst was saying how his favorite play was the under. So it made me like the over even more. Just looking at stuff like that really does make all the difference in my opinion. I just do the opposite of what most of the analysts and talking heads say. So yeah, we didn't get the Dolphins, so we dropped to 10-3. But like I said, still a great day. I do think we're going to get tomorrow, just because, I don't know, I have a feeling, I'm looking at the spread does seem a little heavy at 7 points. So I'm just going to look at what the talking heads say. They can really give away a lot. Nick Wright, the analyst for First Things First, went into how 94% of the money is on the Niners, and that's why you should take the Vikings. So for an analyst to be talking like that is pretty crazy. I guess, even as high up as the ESPN channels, they're basically saying if there's a lot of money on a team, there's a good chance they're going to lose. They're basically telling us. So I found that interesting when he said that. But yeah, I just wanted to do a recap of today. We had a really good day. Thank everyone that's new and old who's just shown all the support and understands that. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't like going into the cesspool that is Jake and these other people. But to be fair, the way this guy behaves and the way this guy condones himself is more entertaining than anything that any NFL game can put together. The guy's created like a character, and he's 100% like all in on this character of just being a complete raging, tweaking, bottom-feeding psychopath, and congrats, he's doing a great job of convincing people. If he's not, I hope he does get the help that he seriously needs, but either way, he's going to continue going off on the channel, so, for the people that bring it to my attention, I do appreciate it, but, again, toxic people, that's all they want to do. But yeah, I just feel the need to show the receipts when someone's going to say I'm lying. Again, when they called me an exploit, and then using our own picks or trying to do everything they can to antagonize the channel just because they don't have the stranglehold they used to, and their subscriber to view ratio is dwindling, and that's exactly what Pat tried when it started happening to him. So it's just optics, but I think it's going to backfire just like it did on Pat when he dedicated half of his life to just making videos about us. So I'll be going into probably tomorrow the NBA games, and I'll be going into obviously the Monday night game. I'm leaning the Vikings, but as far as the cover at least, but I'm not positive. I have to see. I don't know if 94% is accurate. You never really know. It's almost impossible to tell. But it probably won't be a leg three. Like I said, I'll probably be saving that for Colorado. Maybe one of the basketball games. I was looking at the Suns Warriors, and it's a great rivalry game, so sometimes they're worth staying away from. But if there's some kind of significance that I find on that game, we might leg 3 that game because I think that'll be a good play. And I think it's right around even odds. It's like 50-50 game. So yeah, good week, everyone. Again, thanks to everybody. He keeps the channel growing. Just going to continue. That's what we did last time. And it only got more and more momentum the more other channels tried to make us look bad because they just wound up making themselves look like maniacs. And by them I mean Pat and Jake, basically. So, yeah, hopefully, like I said, most people, I know a lot. I know one guy hit a 9-teamer. I know a few other people hit like 4 or 5-teamers. So, this would have been a good week to parlay. A lot of times I advise people not to parlay my picks because I just stick to the system. It works really well. We've been up in the green all year using it. But for the people that did parlays and hit, 10 to 1s, 20 to 1s, whatever the case may be, awesome job. I always appreciate the support, and I always appreciate everyone in the Discord. That's another thing. We have a really good community in the Discord. There's virtually no negativity in there. And I think that's another thing that's foreign to these guys is, negativity, no matter how it's pawned off, is just going to turn people off. So, yeah, we're just going to keep doing our thing. We're not going to let copying or, writing 400 posts on my channels take me from doing what I'm doing. And we're doing better than we've been doing all year. And I went into that at the beginning of the year. The first couple weeks, obviously, never easy. Once you can kind of see what each team's gimmick is, and especially as the spread starts falling and certain teams are a certain number on the spread, it makes it a lot easier to go into. So, yeah, probably not too long we'll have, because it's Tuesday, so I probably want to get it out Monday. I don't want to wait till Tuesday. We'll have the NBA games out as well as the Niners and Vikings. So take care, everybody, and happy earnings.